Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. We are into January now. It's hard to believe the season's almost over. We're all getting ready to head to ATA here pretty soon, which pretty much signifies the end of our season. So we got a bunch of guys out trying to finish the season strong. For those of you who haven't watched the daily channel, I was just going to provide an update on my late season hunting and my quest for the 8.5-year-old deer we call Marino. I have now seen him 3 times in probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 hunts down at the river farm, and have gotten close. One was a long distance encounter. 2 of the other ones were pretty close. We just weren't able to get it done. I had moved this redneck blind in there before the gun seasons, and the way the river farm sets up, there's a couple high spots in the middle of the farm, which is where we end up planting, just in case the river comes out of its banks, it floods. There's a greater chance of the food making it through a potential flood. And for that reason, it's in the center of the farm. There's not many trees you can hunt. So that's why I moved that redneck in there. I also had to move it way up in there, knowing that I was just gonna be bow hunting and not gun hunting. So I knew I'd have risk in wind directions I can blow, getting out at night, that type of stuff. But it was just one of those things I knew I had to be up in there, and that kind of hurt us on the first hunt. Either the deer he is with or Marino himself winded us and ran out of there. The second one, like I said, was a long distance encounter. And the third one, he was close and kind of bounded off because we had to adjust. We were set up for the direction all the other deer were coming out, and he came out on the opposite side. And when you're filming and you're trying to shoot out of the blind, you kind of have to pick a direction. We just picked the wrong one. And then it became a matter of running out of time. It took him just too long. He was probably at 50, 60 yards with 10 minutes of legal shooting light left, and it took him too long to work his way in. He got to 30 yards. I was full draw on him, and you're not going to be able to appreciate it in the video just because the low light capabilities of these cameras are so good. It was really, really dark, and I could not tell where my pin was at on his body. I couldn't make out the shoulder. I couldn't make out the brisket, and for that reason, I just didn't want to end up wounding him and decided to let down and not take a risk on taking that shot. So unfortunately, he continues to live. It is good to see him in there, see him 3 times. The only other time I can remember him spending this much time on the property is the late season of 2019. Very, very similar to this. Mike and I were both hunting him, and Mike ultimately missed him with the muzzleloader that year. But it was very, very similar to that in terms of what he's doing. I think he was bedding in our peninsula timber and working his way out. He does have different directions he can go. There's a lot of food around, so it's not necessarily a pattern. Like I said, I've probably only seen him 3 out of the 6 or 7 hunts I've hunted there. But it's definitely good to see him and hopefully get another encounter with him before the season's over. Of course, I'm up against a few different things, including time and other people hunting him and all that, but probably the one I'm most concerned about is the potential of him shedding his antlers. It feels like it could happen any day now. Last year, we believe he shed in the first week of December. Here we are in early January, and I think he's still holding. But with this frigid weather that we've got, it definitely feels like, and him being shot this year, it feels like he could shed his antlers any day. So hopefully he holds on to those a little bit longer. One of the most frequent questions I've gotten so far with regards to the hunts for this deer is how I'm getting out of there at the end of these hunts. And each situation has been a little bit different so far. The first one, like I mentioned, he and all the other deer had kind of ran off, and we just snuck out early as to not bump them again later in the evening. The second one was long distance. It was 200-300 yards away, so I was able to just go out the back without spooking any deer. The third one, however, he was still out there at the end of legal shooting light. I didn't really have much of a choice. I didn't have anyone that could drive in or anything like that, which would be ideal. So I ended up just waiting probably an hour and a half after dark before we snuck out. Kind of watched him walk off for as long as we could, but then it was just hoping that he had worked off far enough. The deer usually work their way to the north there, so I don't know if I spooked him that night or not, but we waited a long time before we got out. The other thing that in my mind is really key when you're trying to hunt these spots over and over again and still have good hunts is the ground scent that you leave. I think that's one of those things that we do a little more damage than we realize. Even if you, let's say, have a hunt where you don't spook any deer during the hunt, your ground scent could be the thing, that residual ground scent could be the thing that ends up causing a deer to get spooked well after the hunt or even the next day. And we talk about things like mowing paths for access, but that's not always possible. Rubber boots, that type of stuff. And I've always been a big fan of being able to get as close to your hunting location as you can. And for that, I've always used an electric vehicle. I think it was back in 2013, I bought a golf cart, put some off-road tires on it, and that worked really, really well for a while, but it ultimately just wasn't built for what I put it through on these properties. And so I traded it in a couple of years later for a bad boy buggy and used that for a number of years, and I really enjoyed using that for access. Especially a lot of the properties I have are really tough to access. You know, maybe access from one side, and in order to hunt the other side, you got to go through the entire farm. And having something to do that with, rather than just walking and leaving your ground scent across the whole farm, is really, really key. And so this late season, well, backing up, I lent my bad boy to a buddy this fall, so I didn't have it at all this fall, and I told myself this will be the last fall that I go without having something electric. It's just the nature of the properties I hunt are tough to access. And so this late season, me and some of the guys are testing out this new Tour V. It's a little personal electric off-road vehicle. Stands for the ultimate off-road electric vehicle. And so far, we've been really impressed by the capabilities of this thing. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun to drive around too, but we're just testing it to finish the season here, kind of put it through the grind, and 6 or 7 inches of fresh snow will be a really good test for it too. But I've been using it on the last few hunts and been able to get close to where we're hunting and leave very, very minimal ground scent. And I think that makes a big difference for being able to hunt a spot over and over again. So, that's a product we'll do a full review on for anyone that's interested in it. But so far, they're pretty sweet machines, and we're excited to keep testing them. On this next hunt, we're going to join Kaleb and Casey. Caleb's had a very similar season to mine. He's been grinding through it all. So I was pretty excited to hear about him finally put one on the ground. And it's always fun watching him and Casey hunt together. So hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching.
Welcome back, guys. It's December 31st, New Year's Eve, and Casey and I are sitting here in the blind down at Lee's farm. His family actually came the past week, and they've been putting some management bucks on the ground. They've killed a buck every night that they sat, so pretty exciting week so far at the farm, and there's still plenty of bucks that we need to take care of. This one that we're in here after tonight is just a really bully looking 8-point. He's got a split brow, and he's been here pretty frequently throughout the year, but just another really good 5.5-year-old buck that Lee wants taken off. So that is the goal. Casey's got her bow with her today. She's first up to bat, so I'm going to be filming, and I've got a bow and a late season tag as well. So I'm going to be spending the rest of the week, the next 6-7 days down here, just trying to take care of some doe management and some bucks as well. And I think Chad, Holmes, and Max are going to join me on Monday as well. So should be a fun week of hunting. Casey's brother's actually coming down tomorrow as well. He just got back from overseas this year for being in the military. So he's pretty excited and jacked up to go hunting. He hasn't gone hunting all year this year, so we're pretty excited to get him out. But conditions are fair. We've got a big front coming through tonight, and I think we're supposed to get about 7 to 10 inches of snow, so should make things pretty interesting. I know the temperatures are going to drop off big time tonight, down into the negatives, so should be pretty darn good hunting the rest of the week. I'm just gonna give it a little bit. It shouldn't take too long before the floodgates open, and this spot is filled with deer, so it's going to be a fun sit, and we're just going to enjoy the evening.
Oh wait, Caleb, I think that's my deer. 1, 2, 3. Caleb, I think that's the one you want me to shoot. 1, 2, 3. He's at 8 point. He's got dark chocolate rack.
1 second. I'll know when he gets out here.
He's really nice. For me, anyway. He's slowly coming. Oh boy. Look at him. Oh, here he comes. Where's that down? Not them.
Boy, that looks like him.
Is it him or no? What deer is that?
Well, that kind of looks like him, I think.
Is it young?
Yeah, that looks kind of young, yeah. No, that's not it. The one dirt I'm looking for is a lot bigger.
There's a bunch more deer coming behind.
I know, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you can see him right now. Is that another buck or is that a doe? Nope, it's a doe.
Oh, yeah, I see him. He looks angry. Shut up. Shut up, son. I think it's an 8-1. Look at his body.
Oh, I see him now.
Careful.
Oh yeah, he's not bad.
I know, that's what I was trying to say.
How far away is that? Oh, he's talking to you.
Only 150.
Well, if he stays there and gets dark, we need to shoot him. But I want to at least give myself one chance.
Oh, what's that one? That's a big-bodied one. All right, this is him. This is him. He's coming. He's the one in that opening right there. Can you turn the GoPro? Oh wait, no. Yeah, that's him. I'm gonna take him soon. Alrighty. Get on him. Ready?
You hit him. Dude, I think he dropped right there.
Are you sure?
You hit him, he kicked.
Did he?
Yeah, he donkey kicked.
Let's go. I might have got a little scope nose. I think I see him up there. I might have got a little scope nose there. Yeah. Well, it's about 5 o'clock, and we just, I think, might have punched our tag for the night. The original plan was Casey was gonna be set up for the bow, but one of these cold bucks, though, one of these tight 10s, just was clear out in the distance, and he wasn't gonna come in. Man, the last couple days, I came in here and mowed some more corn, and it looks like they've been just feeding on these edges of these corn. It's crazy how fast these deer feed these cornfields out, but boy, that was fun. I think that's the first deer I've ever shot with you. It looked like a pretty good hit. It looked like a mule kick, so we'll see, but probably just gonna enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll go look for bud here soon. I'm pretty sure I do, but let's go see up here for blood real quick. You see him? Right up there. Didn't even go 60 yards.
Oh, yeah. Nice shot, dude.
Let's go. I want to see how the blood trail was. Well, the deer that never bled. It's just Casey and I down here. Colton's coming tonight or tomorrow. So we're gonna have to take care of this deer ourselves, and then we'll probably get him out in some better light tomorrow. We'll see. All right, guys, it's a couple days after we shot this deer, and boy, what a change in weather we've had. The night after we shot this guy, we had 20, 30 mile an hour winds all day, and it was snowing all day as well. Yeah, as you guys can see, we got a few inches of snow piled up back behind me. But during that time, like I said, during that hunt, Casey's brother came down and joined us for a few days of hunting. And we were trying to key in on a few other management bucks, but none gave us an opportunity, and still had a lot of fun, took care of a few does, and got to see a lot of other really good deer. But overall, man, what a roller coaster this season has been. I've been self-filming basically since the beginning of October, and I've had a lot of opportunities at some really good deer, and just couldn't get it done. It's kind of been a struggle this year, but boy, I'm tickled pink just to have an opportunity to come down at Lee's farm and take care of a couple bucks that we were trying to get out of here. But going forward for the rest of the season, Max is going to join me tomorrow, and I believe Chad Holmes is going to come down as well. I'll be filming Chad for the next few days, trying to get after a few does, and there's a couple management bucks still left, and I think Max is going to be doing the same. So as always, thank you guys for watching Midwest Whitetail, and I hope to see you back next time.